Hey, what's happening? Sprax here again, And it's been 60, actually almost 70, but we're going to say 60, 60 days since I started this whole living out the car thing. And with that, the reason I started the video with that little intro and everything, right, is not just because I like to put my little humor and everything, but I do feel like some of these videos that other people make and everything over the years kind of give like unrealistic, I think, expectations or anything. I glamorize. I don't know, whichever word fits, but I feel like it like makes it prettier than what it really is. And me being somebody that comes from an environment where people struggle, me being somebody that's lived in a motel and hotel for 5 years while I was putting myself through university and everything and whatnot, and seeing the people, real people with real struggles, that ended up in these situations and everything. I don't ever really want to do that when it comes to doing something like this, or at least I don't ever want to paint the picture of how cool and fun it is without, giving a disclaimer. There we go. Because for me personally, and I'm almost done this and we'll get into the actual topic, but for me personally, I'm doing this based on a choice. It happened because of an eviction that wasn't my eviction, mind you, so nothing on my record. But I ended up just doing this as a choice because I didn't want to be around leeching family members anymore. I just want to do like a great reset in my life. But there's a lot of people who are currently in this position and are going to be in this position as the eviction protections, which have long ended, but the evictions are backlogged. As those cases begin, to hit court more and more, like the motel that I was in, almost everybody that was there because of the pandemic have been evicted out of it. As these things continue to happen, there's going to be more people living like this, and they're going to be searching up on YouTube and whatnot. And I just don't ever want to be that person to make it seem like this is great, without the disclaimers and things. All that being said, I want to give a little recap first. It's been 60 days since I've started. It's technically almost 70, but we're going to say 60. And the first 30 days was me just having the realization of the sense of freedom, right? Understanding, since I now kind of lived in their shoes, why people go off the grid. In my case, not really completely off the grid. I'm just going around in my car, working, hustling, still working on my career and everything else, right? But without really having the extra bills and responsibilities in life. And when that like realization came in, like I said, I began to understand, okay, this is why a person goes off the grid. I can see why they do this and why some people end up doing it permanently. As in, if you're a person that's nomadic, likes to travel, likes your solace and peace, you're going to get a lot of it. Furthermore, you get the opportunity to explore. Like, there are aspects of this state that I saw on the map, like say Wharton State Forest, which I ended up using in my previous YouTube video based because of a comment, right? There are places of this state that I never knew existed or just never have been to because there was no reason for me to travel to them. In fact, as a caveat, before I like even had my car, I was known for, I would walk a lot of places. Like if I needed to get somewhere rather than Ubering, I'd be like, all right, what is it, 10 miles? I'm gonna walk there. Just because I liked that sense of exploring and seeing spots that I would pass through if I was in an Uber or in a car, right? Being able to see that in person and just take in the environment. So it's kind of been like that, being able to just like take in the environment and everything without having a destination. So instead of going, I'm just going from point A to B, right? I'm just going in a way. I'm just taking everything in because there is no destination. Wherever I'm at is the destination at the time. It is the goal, or it ends up being. That's what the first 30 days has been. Wasn't really a big adjustment or much for me because I've fallen asleep in my car multiple times before then because I just didn't feel like going inside or anything. And I also come from the struggle, so I'm used to sleeping on mattresses, sleeping on floors, sleeping on futons, sleeping on couches, like whatever. Even with the things needed, you really don't need a lot to survive. And here's what I mean, right? Hygiene, right? Showers are important and everything. When you're doing this, you probably won't be able to shower all the time. However, one thing that works is baby wipes. Now, I just use my last pair to clean my face and everything. But baby wipes are crucial. If you can't shower, get baby wipes. And I say that because there's some people that will not be able to afford to shower because they ended up in this situation because they are poor. You want to keep that out. Just always got to keep that down. But that was like an easy adjustment. Another easy adjustment was, say, like keeping your teeth clean and everything. Water jug. Philips Sonicare. I actually would recommend getting the Philips Sonicare. It's the only one I have, mind you, so maybe there are better electric toothbrushes out there, but I rarely have had to charge this thing. It lasts so long. And being in this situation, very effective. It's a good thing to have. And you get yourself an easy spring water bottle. Use it to clean it. Use it to brush your teeth. Obviously, you have your toothpaste on you, which I have in the car. Simple. This right here, everything, I actually also have an electric beard shaver and everything. I'm just being lazy right now. I don't feel like taking it out of this case, so I haven't really done anything. But all that type of hygiene right there, easy to work on. When it comes to water jugs, I do not recommend getting these. Like, I recommend getting the ones that have the screw-on caps, especially because in between this cut, I just spilled it right in the passenger seat. Trying to grab the stick of deodorant, which I was going to show. I spilled it. So definitely, if you can avoid getting these just because they're easier to spill, go for the ones that can screw on. And even if you can't, like, find them. Sometimes what I will do, I didn't do today and now I regret it, but it's just a little bit of water. What I'll do is I'll get one of these, right? If I already ran out of water and I haven't refilled it, and I'll keep the screw-on cap container, and then I'll just transfer water from one to the other. Simple fix. Same with clothes. Like, if I can't get to a laundromat, I'll just buy new clothes. Clothes aren't that expensive in the case of boxer briefs, socks. Only wear long black socks anyways, and some shirts. You know, eventually get to a laundromat or just go to a friend's, wash my clothes, bam. Now, there were some hiccups, like I had a tire blowout. I could afford to change that, though. And I also have tools on me all the time. I have a bottle jack. I have jack stands. I have pretty much every tool set that I need. So I just took the tire off, put the spare on, everything, went to a shop, spent like, $300 because I got both tires changed, $200, whatever it was. But I will say this, for people that are in this position that don't really have money, that is a massive hurdle for them to overcome. And that's why I have to put that disclaimer in. That's why I put the disclaimer in the beginning and everything, because at the end of the day, like I said, there are people who end up in this that they can't afford those type of expenses. Like when I didn't have any money coming in when I was younger, I couldn't afford things that would break the bank. In fact, what is it? 30% of Americans can't afford a $500 emergency. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it goes bad, it's bad. And as always, we have to keep this in mind. At least I think so. I really believe it's very important to always keep that in the back of your mind. Also, things like using the bathroom and whatnot, quite easy. Go to a Wawa, go to a Walmart if you dare. I prefer a Target and everything. Just simple shit. Really incredibly simple. Now, when it comes to the topic of sleeping, that was actually also kind of an easy adjustment too. And what I mean by that is high traffic areas that also already have cars, just blend yourself right in. So Walmart parking lot, Target parking lot, basically any big parking lot, especially if it has overnight workers, people that are working overnight, so their cars are there. You just go sleep there, cool. It's even better if it's an area that has trucks. So I'm talking about big rig trucks, your semi-trailers or whatever the name is. You literally just act like you belong, and for the most part won't be bothered. I haven't been bothered at all. It was just been literally that simple, like, because you're not the only one there, especially if it's an area that has trucks. You're not the only one there sleeping. Like, there's going to be other cars there, not just the trucks. So that adjustment period, pretty damn easy. I stay away from residential areas because I just don't want to be bothered. If I do go to a residential area, usually it'll be just to take a nap, and I always make sure to do it somewhere where it's dark and it's like on the side of a house and not in front of a house. You know what I'm saying? And other than that, like, I really, there's literally nothing else to add here, because it's actually very, very simple. Because one of the things that people like who make videos on these, they talk about worrying about getting the knock. And I've gotten the knock before, but that was like when I had just passed out in the car, just watching a video and just, and somebody might have called the cops because there's a car with its lights on running for like 3 hours because I passed out and somebody thought I might have been dead, which was, I appreciate somebody checking up on me and everything because I really didn't mean to fall asleep in those instances. It was only a few times I've really gotten of a knock. Other than that, it hasn't really happened, and it's mainly just because of doing situations like that. Hell, if you have like major hotels in your area, I'm talking like not big hotels, like your Marriotts, your lofts, whatever, sleep there. There's a lot of cars generally in those areas, and you won't really be bothered. So with that being said, that was like my 30 days, my 30-day adjustment, and it was actually fairly, as I've shown, it was fairly simple. The second 30 days, however, that's when the decision making started to really come in on like, what do I want to do going forward? Because after a while, like the loneliness in a way kind of started to kick in. Not so much loneliness as much as like I miss some of my amenities. I miss some of my stuff, as George Carlin would say. I miss my stuff. I miss being able to just video game. I miss being able to just open a refrigerator and just whip up something. Whip up a major meal, especially me because I love to cook. I miss having friends over and partying and everything. Right? That began to hit like after the honeymoon phase. Like, man, I'm missing things. I miss doing this. I miss doing that. And like my bills are paid. Mainly one of the biggest reasons why I've been doing this. My bills are paid. Life has gotten simple. I don't really have any worries. I'm peaceful, but there's an equivalent exchange. There's that sacrifice that you're getting something, but you're giving up something. And those things I've been giving up, I've more and more realized how much I just miss those things. I really do miss just the bullshit in life, just being able to just bullshit with people and friends and things and whatnot, like that's been hitting. I can't just go somewhere, freshen up real quick. I can't just go home, freshen up real quick and go hang out with friends, travel across the state and do that. Well, I can, but it's like it will cost money, or I'd have to go inconvenience a friend, or I'd have to talk to family that I do not want to talk to. Like those things have been creeping in slowly, day by day by day, which made me realize definitely, even though I already knew this isn't something I'm doing permanently, this is something I'm just going to take for as long as I want to take it, that I'm probably not going to go longer than 90 days. Like after 3 months, especially because my birthday's coming up next month, I am most likely going to call it quits. That being said, it's not all negative. In these last 30 days, there's been added growth too. It's kind of been like a spiritual awakening as well. Because like if the first 30 days was me going, oh man, like I understand why certain people do this and I start kind of feel free. The latter 30 days has been also me just a lot of self-evaluation of self, like what I want to do in life, where I want to go in life, because I don't really have any choice to do anything but be with me. It's almost like being in a retreat in a way. And one thing I was looking for while doing this was kind of like just resetting my life. Not like a hard reset. And what I mean is like not starting over, but in certain aspects, but eliminating certain aspects. Those are things I wanted to reset. Like just be able to go forward without the things that were holding me back and dragging me down, without them anymore. And I've been able to do that because besides the fact I've got rid of people and things, it's just been me thinking, me writing, me putting ideas down on my phone and everything and whatnot. Me exploring with this channel. Like for this longest, I never knew what I want to do with the channel, and now I kind of figure I'm just making like this experimental thing and just try my hand at being a creative in a different aspect rather than just being a photographer and videographer that's damn good at it. But I get the chance to, with the freedom, to try things that might not work, things that might fail and everything, but I get to try things and I get to grow in that. And that's in the last 30 days I've been starting to realize as well. It isn't just the things that I miss, but it's also like the growth and whatnot. And in fact, that growth is kind of also the reason why I realized after I can't really do longer than 90 days, because where I now want to go, like, and what I want to do, I need some of my amenities, like a studio space and everything, right? And how I'm going to go about that and everything wouldn't have really came as fast, I believe, if I didn't do this. So, like, those are the pros and the cons with the doing this so far for like 60 days. So with all that being said, it's been a pretty good experience, basically, ups and downs and everything. But the ups and downs not being the ones you would think, like, oh no, I'm living in my car. It's been, the other things that I mentioned. And because of all that and everything, and just the style, the content of what I'm talking about, that's why I figure it'd be better just to do it like this, as a straightforward video, very raw, no background music bed or anything or whatnot. I'm not trying to fluff it or whatnot. I'm just trying to talk and speak on the recap of life and things. But for this last phase, however long it lasts, what I've learned in the middle, and I like how I think of everything like a plot. That's how you know I've been in this field for too long. Jesus Christ. But for my last phase, like what I've learned from my act 2, if you will, I definitely plan to put that into this third act, especially when it comes to the channel and everything. Not just my career and the channel, because now I want to really hit the ground running with this YouTube channel thing. I got plans. This isn't meant to be a, hey man, guy just talks in his car about being homeless type thing. No. There's a whole future for this. And the grind's going to be worth it. I've grinded so many times before with everything else in life. And come hell of high water, I've succeeded. So now I got a new challenge. Thankfully, being in the car and whatnot has helped me revisualize the end goal for the challenges, or for the things that I have planned. The new ventures in life that I plan to go. There we go. So I think if you have the opportunity to do this, something like this, a person should probably do it. Whether it's being in your car or taking a retreat or whatever, just any way you can get away from it all, I think a person should do that. If you end up in this situation because of other means, that might be in your control, might be out of, not really be in your control, I meant to say. And then in that situation, I would still say, try to make your best of it and learn from it and everything and whatnot, and not let it get you down, because there are a lot of people who are experiencing this or have experienced this that are no longer with us. We have to keep that in mind. With that being said, I will see y'all in the next video. I am out of here.